We'll start with the Parayanam. Shuklam Baradaram Vishnu. And then we'll chant the first 15 shlokas of Sahasranamam. Om Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Vishvam Vishnurvashatkaro Bhutavavya Prabhu Bhutakrit Bhutabhritbhavo Bhutatma Bhutabhavanaha Ma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyayah Purushah Sakshi Kshetrajñokshara eva cha Yogo Yoga Vidham Neta Pradhana Purusheshwaraha Narasimha Vapushriman Keshava Purushottamah Sarva Sharva Shivastanuhu Bhutadirnidiravyayah Sambhavo Bhavano Bharta Prabhava Prabhurishvaraha Swayambhu Shambhuradityaha Pushkaraksho Mahasvanaha Anadinidhano Dhata Vidhata Dhaturuttamaha Aprameyo Hrishikeshaha Padmanabho Marapramuhu Vishvakarma Manustvashta Stavishtastaviro Dhruvaha Agrahyashashvata Krishno Lohitaksha Pratardhanaha Prabhutastrika Kubdhama Pavitram Mangalam Param Ishana Pranadah Prano Jyeshta Shreshta Prajapatihi Hiranyagarbho Bhugarbho Madhavo Madhusudanaha Ishvaro Vikrami Dhanvi Medhavi Vikrama Kramaha Anuttamo Duradarshaha Kritagnya Kritiratmavan Suresha Sharanam Sharma Vishvareta Prajabhavaha Ahas Samvatsaro Vyalaha Pratyayas Sarvadarshanaha Ajas Sarveshvara Siddhaha Siddhis Sarvadirachyutaha Vrishakapirameyaatma Sarvayoga Vinisritaha Vasumana Satyaha Samatma Sammitas Samaham Amoga Pundarikaksho Vrishakarma Vrishakritihi Rudro Bahushira Bhabruhu Vishvayonishuchishravaha Amritashashvatasthānuhu Roho Mahatapaha Sarvagas Sarvavidbhanuhu Vishvakseno Janardanaha Vedo Veda Vidhavyango Vedango Veda Vitkavihi Lokadyaksha Suradyaksho Dharmadyaksha Krita Kritaha Chaturatma Chaturvyuhaha Chaturdhamshtra Chaturbhujaha. Please repeat twice after me. भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णुर्जगदाधिजः अनघो विजयो जेता विजयो जेता विश्वयोनिः पुनर्वसुः उपेन्द्रो वामनः प्रांशुः अमोघश्चुचिरुर्जितः अतीन्द्रः सङ्ग्रहः सर्गो धृतात्मा नियमो यमः वेद्यो वैद्यः सदा योगी धीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रियो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महाद्युतिः अनिर्देश्य वपुः श्रीमान् अमेयात्मा धृधृक् महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सताङ्गतिः अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्पतिः मरीचिर्दमनो हंसः सुपर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः सुतपाः पद्मनाभः प्रजापतिः अमृत्यु सर्वदृक्सिंहः Sandhatha Sandiman Stiraha Ajo Dhurmarshana Shastha Vishrutatma Surariha. Sorry. Sorry, it is Vishrutatma Surariha. We will move on to Sahasranamam. Om सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणम् नमस्कृत्य नरम् चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीम् सरस्वतीम् व्यासम् ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शुक्लाम्बरधरम् विष्णुम् शशिवर्णम् चतुर्भुजम् प्रसन्नवदनम् ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. Yesterday we completed up to the 19th shloka. So we will start with the 20th shloka today. Okay, for people in India it is yesterday. For people in the US, it's today in the previous class. I think that is a better statement. Shloka number 20. Maheshvaso Mahibharta Srinivasas Satangatihi Aniruddhas Suranando Govindo Govidampatihi. This 20th shloka contains 8 namas from nama 181 to 188. Nama number 181. Maheshvasaha. Maheshvasaha meaning one who has the capacity to strike arrows. Mahan Ishvasaha is Maheshvasaha. Ishvasaha. Ishvasaha means the capacity that one has to wield the bow, to shoot the arrows, to use the bow and shoot the arrows. And Mahan indicates the distinguished skill or capacity that one possesses. You cannot stop quoting Rama here. Shri Rama had a distinguished skill in wielding his bow, which was called Kodandaha. Kodanda means the bow of Rama. When you talk of Arjuna, what is the name of the bow? Gandiva. And when you talk of Krishna, what is the name of his bow? Sharangaha. And when you talk of Maheshwara, what is the name of his bow? Pinaki. So, every warrior had their own weapons and they had a name for each of their weapons. Rama, when he wields the Kodanda, he is very fondly called as Okabana. oka bana, oka patni, oka mata. He does not need more than one arrow to shoot the target. Just one arrow is enough. The target is hit. However difficult, however tricky, wherever it is. He is such a great warrior that Krishna says in the 10th chapter of Gita, he says, of all the deities that bear weapon, I stand as Shri Rama. Rama Shastra Bhritamaham. Maheshvasaha. Bhagavan is the greatest wielder of the bow. That is 181. 182. Mahibharta. Mahibharta simply means supporter of the earth. At the time of Pralaya, our Puranas say that the earth will go back into water. It will get drowned in the water. Right? So, if water is going to be there, suppose earth disseminates into water, then water will remain, right? Then that cannot be pralaya because water is still remaining. We know that everything has to resolve into Atma or Brahman, including space, including time. So that is a kind of a temporary, relative pralaya, earth sinking into water. And finally, water also resolving, space, time, everything resolving is the real pralaya, right? And during Varaha Avatara, we see that Bhagavan took the form of a wild boar to bring back the earth that was drowning, right? So he has always been, which is indicative of the Srishti of Bhumi. So he brings back Bhumi at the beginning of the Srishti. He took the avatara of Varaha. So whether it is Srishti, Sthiti or Laya, he is the one who is the supporter of the earth. That is why he is called Mahibharta. 183. Srinivasaha. Srinivasaha comes here as the 183rd Nama and also occurs as the 607th Nama. Shankara says, Yasya Vakshasi Anapayini Shrir Vasati Saha Srinivasaha. The one in whose chest Lakshmi Devi always dwells and she never leaves him at all. She doesn't go away. So Shri refers to Maya Shakti and he is the Nivasaha of the Maya Shakti or the abode of the Maya Shakti. Maya Sahitam Brahma. Shri Nivasaha. 184. Satangatihi. Satangatihi also occurs as the 450th Nama in a different derivation. Here, Satangatihi means the destination of all good people. Satam means sadhuna, gatihi, the destination. Now, what do you understand by the word gatihi? Gatihi, one way of understanding is gamayati iti gatihi, meaning the destination, the end is called gati. The destination or the end, gamayati iti gatihi. The second derivation is gamayate anena iti gatihi, meaning through which you attain your destination. Okay, so the means through which the destination is achieved or accomplished. Therefore, the destination is called Gatihi. Also, the means through which the destination is achieved is called Gatihi. Both means and end. So, if Bhagavan is Gatihi, he is both the means and the end. And there is a line in the Bible, interestingly, which is, I am the way and I am the goal. Okay. So I am not here to say that Bible and Vishnu Sahasranama are one. Okay. Definitely not. There are some words, phrases, and even some statements that have been picked up, stolen from here, and have been, you may find in the Bible, but they are not one and the same. The scriptures are not one and the same, because the goal of the religion is different, and here the goal of Sanatana Dharma is entirely different. And especially when we refer to Vishnu Sahasranama, not as a religious text, but not just as a religious text, but also as a grantha which is useful in understanding the Prasthanatraya, supporting the understanding of Prasthanatraya, it rises above religion. Therefore, my idea is not to say, when I'm quoting this statement, I want to be very careful. I don't want to say that the religious texts are all one and the same, but just to say that however would one have the way to understand this statement in the Bible without coming to Vedanta? There is no way one can have a clear understanding of it. All right. Now, when Bhagavan is called as both the means and the end, now for whom is he the means, or for whom is he the means and end? For whom is he the end, and for whom is he the means? For those people who have Dharmartha Kama as their end, as their destination, all the worldly things and pleasures as their destination, Bhagavan becomes the means. Right? It is through Bhagavan that they get to achieve anything that they want in their life. It could be a house, it could be about getting married, it could be about having children, it could be about solving any problem in the family, it could be solving a health issue. It can be any application that one makes to Bhagavan, and one gets it cleared through him. So, Bhagavan is used as a means. Gamayate anena iti gatihi. He is used as the means to accomplish the desired goal. This is for all the Dharmartha Kamis. Again, for a Vedantic student, a Vedanti seeks Bhagavan as the end itself. He is the one to be known. Therefore, he is the one who is to be accomplished. And the student also sees that there is no other way to accomplish Bhagavan than through Bhagavan. Right? Through Aradhana, through his worship, Kaika, Vachika, Manasa Karma, one gains the required qualification, and through Jnana Yajna, Shravana Manana, and Nididhyasana, one gains the knowledge of Ishvara, and which he also comes to know is nothing but the superior most form of worship of Ishvara. Knowing Ishvara is the greatest form of worshipping Ishvara. Therefore, Bhagavan is understood as both the means and the end in the case of a Vedanti, and for those who have gained the knowledge. There, the Vedanti understands that when he knows that what is the knowledge that he gains about Bhagavan, he knows that Bhagavan is not different from me. Right? So, it was not sadhya, it is siddha, it is already accomplished. It was ever accomplished. Therefore, There is no destination that is separate from me, and therefore there is no real, when there is no real destination which is separate from me, there is no real means also. This is the final understanding. But for now, we can understand that for the materialistic people, he is the means, and for a person who has come to Vedanta, he is seen as both the means and the end. 185. Aniruddha. Aniruddha also occurs for one more time in Sahasranama as the 638th Nama. 185 and 638. Aniruddha. Aniruddha. One who is unobstructed. Na kenapi pradurbhaveshu niruddha iti aniruddha. He is never stopped, or he is not stoppable in his functions of Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. You cannot stop Bhagavan from creating, sustaining or resolving anything. It happens in his will. And even not only about the Almighty, the Maya Sahitam Brahma, also when Bhagavan takes any avatara, he appears in any individual sharira, a finite sharira, he is simply not stoppable, and he can never be stopped in accomplishing the purpose of the avatara. So whatever he is set to do, he will definitely accomplish it in some way or the other. Therefore, he is called Aniruddha. 186. Suranandaha. Suranandaha means, Shankara says, Suran Anandayatiti Suranandaha. Bhagavan is the giver of Ananda to all the Devatas. Now we pray to Devatas for happiness and prosperity, right? When we give the Ahuti in the name of Indra, in the name of Varuna, in the name of Agnihi, it is for our well-being, our welfare and our protection. Because the weather, the rain, every law of nature is represented by each of the Devatas, and we worship them so that we are well taken care of by them. Those Devatas who we worship, in fact, worship Ishvara for their well-being and their prosperity, for their happiness. So they get their happiness from Ishvara, the one from whom the Devatas draw happiness. Suran Anandayatiti, one who gives happiness to the Devatas, is Suranandaha. 187. Govindaha. This also occurs for one more time as 539th Nama. Govindaha means the rescuer of the earth and the Vedas. In the Mahabharata, in Shanti Parva, Bhagavan introduces his names, various names that he has, along with the meaning. He explains the meaning as to why he is called with those names. And there is a place where he says, because I found the earth that was hidden in the lower regions, and I brought it back in the beginning of the creation, I am praised by the Devatas and by the scriptures as Govindaha. He says this in Mahabharata Shanti Parva. And in Krishnavatara, yesterday or in the previous class, we referred to the story of Govardhanagiri Dhari, when he lifted Govardhanagiri to protect the people from the rains that were a result of Indra Deva's anger because he was denied of puja. So Indra's Garvabhanga was done when Bhagavan lifted Govardhanagiri and protected the entire village. So when Indra's Garvabhanga happened, because that was the point where Bhagavan decided to show that he is an Avatara Purusha. So Indra Deva surrendered to Bhagavan, and when Krishna lifted the Giri, he says, Indra Deva says, I am the Lord of Devata, therefore I am called Devendraha. Yeah. So you are the Lord of all these cows you have protected. Therefore you are Gavam Indraha. And because of that reason, all people will praise you henceforth as Govindaha. This is one other reason why he is called Govinda. And as Hayagriva Deva, he rescued the Vedas from Madhu and Kaitapa Asuras, who stole away the Vedas. So Bhagavan Hayagriva rescued the Vedas. Go also means the Vedas, and the one who protected the Vedas from being lost, therefore he is called Govindaha. That was the 187th Nama. 188. Govidam Patihi. Shankara says, Gam Vindati, Gam Vindanti iti Govidaha, Tesham Patihi Vishesheneti Govidam Patihi. He says, Gam Vindanti iti Govidaha, meaning Go is, as we saw, also means Veda. Go means cow, also Go means Veda. And Govidaha means with, means to know. Govidaha means one who knows the Vedas. And when you say Govidam Patihi, previous Nama we saw that he is Govindaha, protector of the Veda. Here he is Govidam Patihi, protector of the knowers of Veda. That is 188, Govidam Patihi. So that completes the 20th shloka. 21st shloka. Marichirdamanohamsaham Suparno bhujagotamaham Hiranyanabhasutapaha Padmanabha Prajapatihi. 189th Nama. Okay. So this 21st shloka has 9 namas, which is starting from 189 to 197. Yes. 189 to 197. 189. Marichihi. Marichihi means one who outshines even the most effulgent. Tejasvinam api tejastvat. Marichihi. Bhagavan says he is Tejasvinamaham. I am the brilliance of all the brilliant people in this world. And he is also known in the Upanishads as Jyotisham Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi. He is the light of all the lights. He is the most effulgent, meaning he is referred to in his original nature of consciousness. Now, when we understand Bhagavan in his original nature of consciousness, or even in the relative plane, when he is understood as the glory that every individual has. This is the first stage of understanding of a sadhaka. And the aim of Vishnu Sahasranama is to ensure that the individuality of the sadhaka is diluted and is totally taken away. The ego is totally dissolved in these namas of Bhagavan, where Bhagavan is understood to be the reality. And every glory that one sees and experiences, be it in the external world or be it with one's own self, all belongs to Bhagavan alone. There is no glory that one can claim that it belongs to me. There is no separate glory that any individual can have. It might be a good insight to know about one's capabilities. One can know about one's capabilities, what he or she is capable of doing and what he or she is not. But the awareness is definitely important. But what is more important is recognizing the fact that everything is just the blessing of the Almighty. And the presence of Ishvara is brought about by this awareness alone. Initially, there is some effort that is definitely required to recall all that is learned in the class until it becomes spontaneous, until the knowledge becomes spontaneous. Parichiki, 189th Nama. Next, 190th Nama, Dhamanaha. Dhamanaha means one who defeats. Swadhikarat pramadhyatihi praja damayitum शीलं यस्य vaivasvataadi रूपेण iti damanaha. That is, Bhagavan has the power to make all the devatas function in the way they have to function. All the devatas are given the duty to perform their function. They have a job to do in this Srishti. If they don't do the job, say they want a day off, what will happen? Suppose Surya Devata wants a day off. He says, no, I'm not going to shine today. What will happen? The entire earth will get frozen in no time. What if Vayu Devata says, I'm not going to blow? What if Agni Devata says, I'm taking a day off, meaning the heat and the light tattva is gone, right? So every part of this Srishti, every law, say there is no, gravitation is off every Sunday. No, it's on maintenance. So gravitation is off. Monthly maintenance, weekly maintenance. Who takes care of all this? Bhagavan is such a great sustainer that all these maintenance issues are not there, right? And if any of these devatas are going to take off from their job, it is going to be a huge chaos in this Srishti. Therefore, Bhagavan ensures that all of them do their job properly. And he has the power to make the devatas function. And if they try to slip from the duties that are ordained to them, be it devatas or be it even the other jivas, the human beings or the asura, kinkara, whoever, any jiva who fails or who tries to slip away from the duties that are given to him, he punishes them in the form of Yamaha. Yama is not only the devata of death, it also means to discipline. So he is the rod of discipline Therefore, he is called Damanaha. 191. Hamsaha. Hamsaha. It does not refer to any bird here. Hamsa means Hanti iti Hamsaha, meaning the one who destroys. Hanti, the one who destroys. So, Paramatma is called Hamsaha, one who destroys. So, Paramatma destroys means what does he destroy? Does he destroy all of us? Does he destroy everything that is good also? Paramatma, in the context of destroyer, here refers to the destroyer of the fear of samsara in us. How does he destroy that? The fear of samsara is caused by ignorance, ignorance of the self, and therefore, through knowledge, he destroys the fear of samsara. And what is that knowledge through which the fear of samsara is destroyed? He is understood as aham saha. Aham saha, meaning aham, I, saha, he are one and the same. Through Mahavakya Vichara, Guru Shastra Mukhena Mahavakya Vichara, he is understood as the one who is non-different from the self, and therefore is the destroyer of the fear of samsara. Sarva Sharireshu Hanti is another meaning for Hamsaha. Because he is Sarva Sharireshu Hanti, meaning he moves in all the bodies. Therefore, he is called Hamsaha. That is another way of arriving at the meaning for the word Hamsaha. 192. Suparnaha also occurs as the 855th Nama. Suparnaha means one who has beautiful wings. Suparnaha. Shobhana Parnatvat Suparnaha is what Shankara says. One with beautiful wings. This word Suparna comes in Mundaka Upanishad, where Paramatma is described as Suparna. Also, in Taittiriya Upanishad, there is an imagery that is given by the Upanishad. Tasya priyameva shiraha modo dakshina pakshaha pramoda uttara pakshaha ananda atma brahmapucham pratishta. Here the imagery is given is that of a bird. It says the head, the shiraha, is priya. The body of the bird is Ananda Swarupa, Ananda Rupa, and the two wings of the bird. One is Moda and the other is Pramoda. So Priya, Moda. Priya is head, one wing is Moda, another wing is Pramoda. What does these words mean? Priya means joyful, Moda means more joyful, and Pramoda means a state of ecstasy, ecstatic. These are different states of experiential pleasures. No, where you think of, for the people in India, say your breakfast or your cup of coffee if you did not have one since morning. So the very thought brings joy in your mind, right? That is Priya. And when somebody at home gets up earlier before you woke up, makes a very nice cup of coffee and gives it to you in your hand, it is wow. It is more joyful. So that is Moda. And when you sip that coffee, the wonderful sip that you take, that is it. You feel you are in cloud nine, right? So that moment of ecstasy, that is Pramoda. You can replace coffee with anything that you like. So these three are the different states in experiential pleasure and which are, Taittiriya Upanishad says that these are nothing but thought modifications. Experience of joyfulness, more joyfulness, or ecstasy are nothing but thought modifications. And all these three states of experiential pleasures are sustained as though by the tail. Okay, the head and the two wings are as though sustained by the tail of the bird, this Ananda Swarupa bird. And the tail is referred by Taittiriya Upanishad as Param Brahma, Brahma Pucham Pratishta. Alright, so this is with reference to this Nama Suparna, which has also references in the Upanishads. That is the 855th Nama, the one who has beautiful wings. So you might be wondering why Bhagavan should have wings. So this is why. 193. Bhujagottamaha. Shankara says, Bhujena Gachatam Uttamo Bhujagottamaha. Bhujaha means being curved. Bhuja means curved. And a snake is called Bhujaga because it moves in a curved way. Right? It moves in a curved path like that. Bhujaga Uttamaha. Bhujena Gachatam Uttamo Bhujagottamaha. The one who is the best among those that move in a curved way. Right? So, the best snake, the best of all snakes is which snake? Adishesha, Anantanaga. Right? Here, it is not Adishesha that is praised. No, Bhagavan himself is called as the best snake. Because, why is Bhagavan called as a snake? First of all, there has to be some similarity if you have to call Bhagavan as a snake. Right? So, just like how a snake, it is said that a snake does everything lying down. It doesn't get up at all. Everything is done lying down. Shayanaha sarvam bibarti. So lying down, the snake does everything. Akarnaha shrunoti. Apanipadam gachati. He doesn't have ears, but he can hear. Right? And he doesn't have hands or legs, but he moves. And some snakes are said to have a very bleak eyesight, I believe. Therefore, it is said that achakshuhu pashyati. He doesn't have eyes, but he sees. So Bhagavan doesn't have ears. Bhagavan doesn't have feet or hands in his original rupa, that is formless. He doesn't have any of the organs, right? He doesn't have eyes. He doesn't have ears. He doesn't have feet or arms. Yet he can see, he can hear, he can move, he can conduct the entire universe. He conducts the entire show without seeing. He can see without the organ of hearing. He can hear everything, right? So he doesn't need any organ like how we need to grasp the relevant fields. And he runs the whole show lying down like the snake. This is, representative of his nature of being the Almighty. 194th Nama. Hiranyanabaha. Hiranyanabaha. Hiranyanabihi yasyati hiranyanabaha. Nabhi means the axle. And the axle meaning the hub. The entire world is referred or imagined as a wheel that is in motion, and the hub of the wheel is Ishvara. And the Nabi, the hub, here is a golden hub. Hiranya Nabaha. Golden referring to the nature of the the glowing nature, the shining nature that the gold has with reference to that. So the shining hub, the shining axle of the wheel of the universe. Shining, why it is emphasized as the shining one? Because he is of the nature of consciousness, which is self-effulgent, ever shining. Therefore, he is called Hiranyanabaha. 195. Sutapaha. Sushobhanam. Tapas yasya saha sutapaha. Sutapa. Sutapa. Tapas. The one who takes up a wonderful tapas. Right? So tapas means any willful sensory denial that one takes up, right? And that sensory denial should definitely be a little difficult for you. Something that is already easy for me, something that is already there in my nature. Say, I don't like coffee at all. And I cannot say that I not drinking coffee. Me not drinking coffee is a great tapas. How can that be a tapas? I don't like it at all, right? Suppose I like coffee a lot and then I decide this 1 month, entire 1 month, or this one ritu, or up to the completion of Vishnu Sahasranamam. Okay, I don't know. So I don't take coffee. Say that is a tapas, right? So I offer that. That is my offering to Parameshwara. Therefore, I decide that I will not take tapas. Then I will not take coffee. Then that becomes tapas because it is a little difficult for me. And willfully, I deny the senses of the pleasure that it is always used to, or it always yearns for. Okay, so then that becomes tapas. Now, in the 122nd Nama, we saw already, we saw Bhagavan in his name as Mahatapaha. There, tapas, we saw that it means great knowledge. Mahatapaha, tapas means knowledge. Jnanamayam tapaha, we also quoted Mundaka Upanishad. Therefore, the one who has the greatest knowledge. So, tapas is taken in the sense of knowledge because why would Bhagavan need any sensory denial? He doesn't have senses at all. First of all, he doesn't have any sense organs. Why would Bhagavan need to take up a willful sensory denial when he is not a person who is lost to his senses or sensory pleasures, right? So, what can be the tapas of Bhagavan? The tapas with reference to Ishvara always means knowledge. So, this creation is nothing but the tapas of Bhagavan. So, the Upanishad says that Bhagavan did tapas and then he visualized this universe. So, this entire creation is a result of his tapas. So, how is this different from the 122nd Nama Mahatapaha? There we saw that the very creation is the tapas. Here, the creation is the result of his tapas. The world has come out of his jnana tapas. So, every time you look at this world, any wonder that you see in this world, which in your knowledge, you know that it is actually not true, but I experience it. For example, blue sky. Blue sky, little bit of science we know that there is nothing called blue sky. The blueness of the sky that I experience is a wonder, right? So that is the tapas of Ishvara. And if you go to these Scandinavian countries, you see some lights in the sky. They have a name, those lights. Yeah, they have name. Different bright lights appear in the sky because of the various gases that surround the earth in the polar regions. And that is why you have some bright lights that appear in the sky. You have wonderful photos in the internet you can check up. What is all that? Do those colors really exist? No, but they are perceived. All those things are wonders which are nothing but tapas of Bhagavan. 196. Padmanabha. Padmanabha also occurs as the 48th, occurred as the 48th Nama, where we saw that he is called Padmanabha because he is often referred to as the one with who has a lotus in his navel, and that was with respect to his individual form. And any individual form description which is given in the Shastra is intended for the purpose of meditation of Ishvara. This was the meaning we saw in the 48th Nama long time back. Here we are in the 196th Nama, and it will occur for one more time as the 346th Nama. All three are different meanings, different derivations. Here in 196, Hridaya Padmasya Nabhau Madhye Prakashamanadvadva Padmanabha is the meaning given by Shankaracharya. It means the one who obtains in the middle of the heart. In the middle, Nabha also means middle or the hub. So, one who obtains in the middle of the heart. Padma refers to the heart, the lotus heart. How does he obtain in the middle of the heart? Prakashamanaha, as the self-effulgent consciousness principle, as the witness of the thoughts in your mind, as the witness principle of the presence of thoughts, and also the witness of the absence of thoughts. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, he says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. I reside, I indwell in every jiva's heart. That is 196, Padmanabha. 197, Prajapatihi. Prajapatihi also occurred previously as the 69th Nama, where we saw that he is Prajapatihi because he is the father or the cause of all. Here in 197, Prajapatihi, Shankara gives the meaning as Prakarshanena Jayante iti Prajaha. Prakarshanena, meaning all jivas were well born. They were born well, well made. Why well made? Because they were given a form and a world to experience perfectly according to their karma. Each and every one of them. There is no exception here. There is no compromise of any sort. Each and every jiva is given a body and a world of his own to experience, which is simply according to his karma. Therefore, Bhagavan, who is Prajapatihi, means he is the giver of the karma phala of all the jivas. That completes the 21st shloka. We will just start with, I think it's time up. Okay. So we will take up the 22nd shloka in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. As per the schedule, battery is running low. As per the schedule, we will not have class next week, right? So we will meet the week after. Again, we will have 2 classes back to back as per the schedule. So wish you a long weekend, a long 2 weeks break, and we will meet. Hari Om.